Welcome everyone to the latest webinar of the UK Climate Resilience Programme. We went live a little earlier than we usually do. So today we've got a team of colleagues from the London School of Economics and the University of East Anglia talking to us about the project where they've been looking at characterizing and adapting climate risks in the UK wine sector. So I'm very excited about this project because not only does it look at the climate risks, but it also looks at some of the opportunities. That should be very interesting. And then we have a response from a couple of colleagues in Vinescapes, which is a viticulture climatology company. So we'll hear more about them and they'll respond to some of the research that colleagues will be telling us about. So, I mean, many of you will have sort of returning to the webinar series, so you will have heard this before. We'll have the presentations, but the Q&A is there, the Q&A function. So do use that to start posting questions at any time, and you can use the upvote to put your favorite questions up at the top. And you know, most attendees will remain muted unless we have time to enable you to ask the question at the end. All this will be shared at the end of the event, and if you do have any problems, you can use the chat to post any questions there. There's our Twitter handle, and obviously the website's got a lot more information about this project and a lot of the other projects that the program is funding. So just very quickly, the program is aiming to enhance the resilience of the UK to climate variability and change, and it's trying to do that by doing interdisciplinary research, so bringing together climate science, social science, engineering, and the arts and humanities, as well as Met Office research. So it's doing that in three main areas: climate risk, climate adaptation, and climate services, and it's particularly working closely with stakeholders and end users to make sure that the research is useful and usable. These three themes are the core themes of the program, and I think today's talk actually cross-cuts many of these. We'll hear a lot about characterizing and quantifying the risk to vineyards and its production. We'll hear about adaptation, how do vineyards and the industry manage climate risk, and conceivably, you know, this could in the future become an actual climate service for the industry as well. So I think it'll be a nice example of actually the spread of the program. Now, I encourage you to go to the website to see, you know, some of the projects that are finishing, and then also see some of the projects that have recently started. So I won't take more time now today, but I will mention something we did do last week. So together with the Committee on Climate Change and the National Centre for Atmospheric Science, MCAS, we organized a conference on the science, the impacts and adaptation to climate change, particularly focused in the UK. And I just put it up here because all the presentations are available online. And so if you click on that link, which is also on our website, you'll get a lot more details about that conference, which covered, you know, a breadth of the program, and the recording will be out today, actually, as well as the a sort of short summary of the conference. So, without further ado, let me introduce our first three speakers. So, Declan Conway is at the Grantham Institute at the London School of Economics, as well as Kate Gannon. So Declan's a professor there with a geography background where he's been working on water, climate and society. Kate is a social scientist where she's been looking at climate change adaptation in the private sector. And then Professor Steve Dorling is at the University of East Anglia, where he's a chartered meteorologist, and he does research on weather and climate. So I think without further ado, Declan, could you share your screen and